Good evening, scholars, and welcome back to the Restricted Collection, a podcast about tabletop games. I'm your host, the head librarian, Chad, and today's entry is about Arkham Horror, specifically the announcement of the Arkham Lending Library. For those of you who just want the short version, the Restricted Collection, in collaboration with the Mythos Busters, is happy to announce and operate the Arkham Lending Library, ALL. ALL is a physical library of scenario content for Arkham Horror the card game. Mythos Busters patrons may rent out-of-print FFG content and professionally printed fan-made content to use and play at home, and then return the item to ALL. I will provide a link to the ALL website, as well as to the terms and conditions in the description for people to reference. And now for the longer version. Justin from the Mythos Busters and I were chatting about a year ago. We lamented that the out-of-print official content was no longer available to newer players due to the shift to Chapter 2. Justin mentioned wanting to set up a lending library for such content, and I agreed, adding that I would love to add professionally printed fan content as well. Almost a year later, and here we are. As I outline the process, please bear with me that we want to provide this service to the community and feel that something like this is important for old and new players alike. We want ALL to operate as smoothly as possible. That said, Justin and I work in the legal field, often a world of worst-case hypotheticals. So we've built in some safeguards to ensure ALL is successful. So how does this work? The Arkham Lending Library is available to anyone who has been a paid Mythos Busters patron for at least 6 months and lives in the continental United States. My sincere apologies to our Canadian friends up north. Once you create an account, we have to approve you before you can check anything out. Please register with the same email you used for the Busters Patreon, as that's how we're going to validate you. Also include your mailing address for easy delivery. Next, browse the collection and check an item out. You may only borrow one item at a time. Each item contains all of these scenario cards, core set encounter cards, and any tokens that you need for that item. All of the cards will already be sleeved, so you won't need to intermingle your cards with ALL's cards, save for any story cards that you earned that go into your decks. We tried to make this as ready to play out of the box for y'all as we could. That said, the campaign guides are available online and on the Arkham Cards app, so we're not including those when we ship the cards out. Each item costs $40 to borrow, plus the return shipping back to me, which the borrower will pay. That'll be about $60 in total when all is said and done. This fee will help cover the cost of shipping the item out, running ALL, website expenses, replacing cards, and maintaining items. Please note that if you are in the Minneapolis, Minnesota, or St. Paul, Minnesota areas, local delivery and return may be arranged, saving on shipping costs. Once we receive your order, I'll mail it out and provide tracking details. The lending time for each item is 9 weeks, with the intent that you'll have the item for 8 weeks, and the 9th week accounts for shipping both ways. Okay, so I mail it out to you, you receive it, and then you confirm receipt to me. Then you play it for up to 8 weeks, the idea being that if you played an 8-scenario campaign, 1 scenario a week, you'd be fine for most of the Chapter 1 campaigns. Once you're done, or at the end of the 8 weeks, double-check the card counts, and then mail it back using the USPS flat rate medium box it was sent to you in, and let us know the tracking number. Once we receive it, we'll check the card counts and let you know that the item has been received, and then you can borrow something else. We've built in a whole slew of terms and conditions that borrowers are considered to have agreed to in full to use ALL. A lot of it is common sense. Treat the cards nice, let us know if a sleeve breaks or a card is damaged. I mean, we get it, things happen. Mail things back on time, etc. That said, we know some items, especially out-of-print official content, are hard to come by. If all or part of an item is lost or destroyed, borrowers have agreed that ALL may fine them for the additional cost to replace or repair that item, which could be hundreds of dollars depending on the item. I direct you to our terms and conditions for more details, but ideally, if everyone acts like reasonable people, none of this should be a problem. Look, we're not trying to make a profit here. We're doing this service for the community because we think it's an important way to support the community. If people betray our trust, which we acknowledge could happen, we have a response. But honestly, we'd rather not have to use it. The moral, as always, is don't be jerks, okay? So, what can you check out? I contributed an assortment of fan-made content to ALL. The Busters are lending the official content, which includes every full-length campaign from Chapter 1. The Busters are lending those under the Miskatonic Interlibrary Loan System, MILS. Through MILS, every full-length campaign from Chapter 1 is available. The Busters were generous enough to lend 2 copies each of The Dream Eaters and The Innsmouth Conspiracy. Quick aside, Innsmouth, since it uses both Blessed and Cursed tokens, and Edge of the Earth, which uses Frost tokens, do include those tokens. On the fan-made side, every campaign that I have professionally printed is available in ALL, along with some standalone bundles that I've put together. This will include Ages Unwound, Alice in Wonderland, Bloodborne: The City of the Unseen, Call of the Plague Bearer, Cyclopean Foundations, Dark Matter, including the Science expansion for Dark Matter, Night of Vespers, and anything else that if I print up more, which I imagine I will. I've also bundled the Crown of Egil and War of the Worlds mini-campaigns into a single item that can be borrowed, as well as Heart of Darkness and Jumanji. That's another item that can be borrowed. And there are 3 standalone bundles that at the start of ALL will not be available because I'm going to need those for Arkham Con this fall, but will be available after Arkham Con. And I think that's about it. Speaking for myself, I know Justin and I have put a lot of time into this. So many hours sleeving and counting cards, testing different lending library sites, working on behind-the-scenes management, ironing out terms and conditions, and everything else that went into getting this off the ground. Thank you, Justin, for all of your time and effort in making this happen. I couldn't have done this without you. I hope y'all are as excited about this as we are. And with that, I think I'll return this entry to the collection. Too long out and it might get late fees. I've been your host, the head librarian Chad. If anyone wants to get in contact with me about anything, feel free to reach out to me at therestrictedcollection@gmail.com. Otherwise, you can find me around Reddit and Discord as head librarian Chad. Thanks for listening.